dream, and those people who dream big have a different kind of life than the people who don't dream. Bring all the energy, all the passion, bring it all together and dominate. But you better stop making excuses and follow with me. I focus more on winning than I focus on structure. I focus on winning. What's your why? Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you put on that jersey? Why do you go out and practice? Why? I gotta commit my very being to this thing. I gotta breathe it, I gotta eat it, I gotta sleep it. And until you get there, you'll never be successful in life. When you're a winner, winning spreads. Because winners win. Because it's not about where you come from. It's about hearts. You come to a place where, being smart ain't enough. You gotta have hearts. Don't go to sleep until you succeed. I got an opportunity to make a dream become a reality. Why have you never gone after your calling?
It's the mindset. Like I had a victim mindset. Like everything was about somebody else. It was like the outside, inside theory. You know what I'm saying? Which is terrible. It's like everything that's supposed to blow me up and take me to the next level is somebody else's responsibility. When I look back, all the anger and the frustration and the hurt, it was all blame. Everything was about this person, that person, this person. I never even realized I was where I was because of who I was. And I was actually getting the physical manifestations of my thoughts, of my feelings, my emotions. Like I was creating this. The hardest thing I've ever done was look in the mirror and tell myself I'm sorry. Sorry for what? I was sorry for what I got myself into, the choices that I made. That dude is the dude that looked himself in the mirror and was like, yo, you owe yourself an apology. And not only that, you owe yourself correction. You owe yourself change. Wow. That was one of the most difficult days of my life, was looking at myself, correcting myself, telling myself I was sorry, and then moving forward saying, what are we going to do from this point? One of the dangerous things is the outside, inside there. It's dangerous. Because what you're doing, whether you know it or not, you are comparing your journey in your life to somebody else's journey and somebody else's life. Let's just be honest. You don't even have the right context to do that. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing. You don't know what their strengths and weaknesses are. So you're comparing yourself to somebody. They're nowhere near who you are.
Yes.
And so you're comparing yourself. So this is why I believe it's the inside out. Like everything we do starts from the inside. So I'm using the information you're giving me to build my journey. Now I'm trying to be you. What are you doing? Wake up. Greatness is in you. And going back to kind of your story of the victim mindset.
Yeah.
Your mom lies to you about your dad. You don't see your dad. Abandoned warehouses. All the problems. Inner city kids struggle, get kicked out of school, struggles. You had everything against you, right?
No. See, again, already said that. You had everything against you. No, the greatest problem was I was against you.
Oh.
Nobody ever told me I was my greatest asset.
Yeah.
I'm my greatest asset. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you don't activate you, the environment doesn't matter anyway. Great environment, bad environment, and anything you activate, anything you do for you, it's gonna go out. But at the end of the day, you have to be the first thing that you invest in. And if you invest in you, I just believe there's nothing that is not. I'm telling you, we can't lose our hope, because once you lose your hope, you lose everything. I'm here to tell you that once you get started, you can't stop until you get there. I'm telling you, when you get in the boat, you make a commitment. It doesn't matter if the gale comes. It doesn't matter if the winds and the waves come. It doesn't matter if the storm comes. Just keep rolling.
You need to be more disciplined about your minds. Right? What do people need to be thinking about their minds?
So here's the deal. You're already in pain. Why would you let them destroy your life?
Let's go.
Why would you let them own you? Why would you allow that thing they did to hurt you not define the rest of your life?
Yeah.
It's like, look, I was in pain. It's real. But get a reward for it. Don't just think about you. Listen to me, like I didn't give up. That's what I'm saying to everybody. We all go through pain. Some of us go through pain and it becomes our tombstone. Some of us go through pain and it's a scar. And we live a life of rewards. So I'm just gonna say, again, 2025, do me a favor. Check.
So you're in the ballot box, and you look at all these options: doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever you see, president, mayor, governor. Do me a favor. Before you check on any of that, S&P 500, real estate, before you check any of that, check you. Yeah. Before you check anything, check you. And go look yourself in the mirror and go, yo, I'm my lottery ticket. You gotta figure out who you are and love you and feel good about you and not care what nobody thinks about you. Figure out your North Star. And wake up every single day going after your North Star. It's like you gotta figure out what makes you happy. You have to find the thing that wakes you up at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Like, you gotta find the thing that brings the life out of you, the joy out of you, the happiness out of you. And you can't do that following somebody else's North Star. So my last thing is that figure out what you was put on this earth to do. And I mean every single chance you have, do it. Do it, and when you're not doing it, enjoy your life. So however much time I have left, I need to work hard and I need to enjoy it. Absolutely. Let's go. It doesn't matter how you feel. Listen to me, coaching is everything. Why? Because think of Michael Jordan without Phil. Right. Think of Vincent Red without Richard Williams. Like, yo, I just want you to picture Kobe without Phil Jackson. So coaching is critical. Here's what's gonna blow your mind. When you get to our level, you really need more coaching. Because we didn't exhaust all the stuff. You really need coaching.
After Jordan won his first championship, he didn't say, I think I've got it figured out on my own. I don't need a coach. He said, let me find Tim to train me. Let me find the mindset coach, the recovery coach. Make sure we're getting to the next level.
They said that LeBron, look at LeBron when he's doing.
That's amazing, man.
Bro,
He's 40 at 40, just getting dunked out of 20 years.
Whoever had the arguments, you know what I'm saying? Because there were those of us who was alive.
Yeah.
We watched Jordan do his thing. But bro, what LeBron is doing right now, but when I do my research and not emotional about, oh, how is he doing this? No, like my research, he spent $1.5 million on his mind, recovery coaching. And so you see the decision he made, and you see, okay, yeah, he was great. But that investment that he made in himself, these decisions are based on facts of experts, and then we see the outcomes of it. And so from 16 to maybe 25, it was like, okay, I'm gonna come to coaching some days I'm not, some days I'm going in, some days I'm not. And then my son was born. I was almost 25 years old, Jalen was born. And Jalen was born in 1995. And when Jalen was born, it was the day coach said to me, this is why I've been trying to train you. Because I wanted you to be the best father you could be. And so you're missing classes, you're missing lessons. Your son is here now. He's the best version of you. We can't repeat the mistakes of the past. And so I need you to hurry up. And so when Jalen was born, from that day forward, I remember when he was born, I held him. It was kind of like he looked at me like, you're the person that's gonna take care of me. Wow. And that was the day. And this is what a lot of you are running from. It's the R word. And I get it because it's tough. Responsibility. That was the day where it's like, you gotta be responsible for somebody else. Yeah. You cannot. I've never played a video game since Jalen was born. Wow. I've read more books since Jalen was born. That first year or two that I haven't read in my life. I took my career seriously speaking. I went deep, I went heavy. And I read everything. I was in the library like an addict, just studying and studying and studying. And it was because I didn't want some of the consequences of the past to come in this generation. And so for me, it was like, your son is here, you gotta handle your business. And I just heard, I was more attentive. I started getting up at 6, and then I play this game. Daylight saving times would come. I would, say, don't follow me. Stay up at 5 is the new. And then the next year at 4, and then I started getting up at 3. And I started getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning because it was, there was no dogs outside. Nobody was driving around. The family was asleep. And I was like, okay, coach, I'm sorry. Let's go back over the lessons I didn't get, and let's go over the new lessons. All right, coach me.
You alluded a little bit about, this version of you is kind of speaking to your 16-year-old self and saying, like, here's what you need to do. Stop doing that, start doing this. Like, whether that was you in the future or God speaking to you in the future, like, hey, this is what your higher self needs you to do right now.
Yeah.
What do you feel like your future self is saying to you now, the wisdom you need to hear to take you to the next
This. You spent all of your mature life pouring into people who can't do a whole lot for you. You spent some kind of way in your soul, you feel like, because of where you were and all these people that helped you get to where, so it's like you feel like you owe people to not be in mutual relationships. Like you feel like you're so blessed and you have so much. It's almost a survival guilt. And now you just got to be with people who you got to pull. And you got to be with people that you got to beg to. And you got to be with people who you just got to bless. And you may not get nothing back. You're like, no. And these relationships have always been there for you. But you haven't taken advantage of it because it's like, I gotta help and I gotta fix it. I gotta help you and I help you because somebody helped me. But you had to realize you're helping people that don't even want to be helped. That they want a handout.
Yeah.
They don't want to be helped. Now, the rest of your life, so be in relationships with mutual. Get in these mutual relationships.
Man, it's crazy, but I had a couple things in my life that I wanted to accomplish and I didn't get them done. I know it's not too late, but I kind of like got to that point where it's like, I just can't do it. Like I put forth a valid effort and I just can't do it. And so he was like, oh, what was one of them? And I was like, what you just said, 100 miles, I want to run a marathon. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. You really want to run a marathon? And I was like, in my mind, yeah. So he was like, no, you for real? I said, bro, I'm not as for real as I can be about something that I want to do but I didn't do. Yeah. So he was like, oh, okay. I just finished speaking. And so I was like, let me check time out. And so right after it was over, so he was like, all right, well, if you want to run a marathon, come on. And I was like, what? He was like, come on, let's go get started. We'll do it together. And I was like, okay, bro, like right now? He was like, well, if you want to do it, when would be the best time to do it? And I was like, okay, I guess now. You can't run a marathon with someone who's never run a marathon. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a better chance of running a marathon with somebody who ran a marathon. Like who really has the mindset, like they ran it, so they know what it takes.
How many people in your immediate environment, those people who are in your sacred circle, represent people who are on the same mission as you? Or do you have a bunch of people on your list who are not on the same mission as you, and those individuals are pulling you down? I cut off the people who are not on the same mission with me, and I've surrounded myself with people who have the same values, who have the same mindset, and people who want to accomplish what I want to accomplish. And we go to sleep and wake up talking about the dream. We go to sleep and wake up talking about the dream. We go to sleep to wake up talking about what we did when we first started. Talking about where we are. Examining what we did right, what we did wrong. Listen to me. You gotta eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream. You have to see it when nobody else sees it. You have to feel it when it's not tangible. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream. And every single day, you gotta wake up and put forth effort. Because some days, you're not gonna feel like getting up, but the dream is going to push you. You wake up every single morning and you go after it. When you wake up, nothing is going to come to you. Nobody's going to give you anything. I still have to work. And when the sun comes up, I still have to get to running. So you gotta ask yourself, what's your why? What motivates you? What pushes you? What drives you? And if that thing is eternal, if nobody has to call you, if nobody has to prod you, if nobody has to reward you, if nobody has to give you anything, if you are self-motivated and self-regulated, you can have it, you can be it, you can do it. Everything you ever wanted, son, you're right there. Not only will you have what other people don't have, you'll be what other people don't have. In order to be able to do what you need to do, like the Tony Robbins, there's some things that you don't have in your arsenal that if you can just admit you don't have it in your arsenal, then you can go get it. But until you admit that you don't have it, you'll never be able to do it. If you know why you're doing something, it's easier to do it. why you're doing it is hard. Or when the reason that you have to get up is not as strong as the reason why you need to stay in the bed, it's gonna be tough. I've got dreams, I have goals, there are things that I want to accomplish, I'm not satisfied. Like I don't sleep well at night. The bigger your dream is, the more effort you're gonna have to put in.